Okay, one of the comments, and it seems to be a very popular video when we do it, everybody's how to avoid mistakes in buying cars. And first thing I want to point out is some of these clowns out here that comment about us being a scam. I don't know what that means. Because none of you pay to be here. You're here at your own. You volunteer to be here, and we don't charge for information, as some clown out there says we charge for information. We charge for dealer access, and we charge processing fees when you sell a car. That is it. So you clowns out there, the clowns that say scam or what we charge, these idiots don't have a clue what goes on within our operation. I don't. They're in California, they're in Florida, wherever they are. They don't know anything about our business model. Anybody that has been associated with us in business will never make those claims. They know how we operate and that we're very honest and straightforward. We don't go around telling people what they should not do. We tell them what, if they do, this is what it's going to cost them to do it. So the information is free. Take it, process it any way you want it. But when I see this word scams, I don't have a clue what you people are referring to. You certainly don't need to be in the car business. I will tell you that. You don't get into business when you start off looking at everything as a scam. That is a dummy that does that, especially when they didn't have anything invested. So let's get down to the point of this video, which cars to buy and make a profit off of them, and which ones to stay away from. Now, the first thing I want to tell you is it's a personal preference. I buy my style of cars and I sell them, and I always do pretty good with those. But our company is made up of different wholesalers, and everybody, they don't buy the same cars. They don't look at the same opportunities. Each one of us, most of us have a rule of thumb that we try to use here. And I'm going to give you that rule of thumb, not necessarily about the car, but the rule of thumb that we use at Auto Wholesale Group. We have found out in our market, okay, and this is what you're going to have to find out in your market. But in our market, we have found out that the low-hanging fruit for us, the cars that sell quicker, are the cars that we can offer to the general public for a $3,000, around a $3,000 to $4,000 price range. Now, occasionally we go over that. That doesn't mean we don't buy more expensive cars, because we do. But our rule of thumb, our bread and butter, that's what we're talking about here. Not which cars you get out there that make money or don't make money. But our bread and butter is based around the customer that is looking for a vehicle for their child's first car, or they're looking for a car just to get to and from work, or cheap transportation. These are the words that we hear a lot of what people are looking for. And so we have tapped that market. Now, I can tell you which cars that don't work for us, okay? And I have wholesalers that have bought them, knowing all along that, hey, you're about to find out a very valuable lesson. And that's when a guy goes out here, or a lady, or depending on the wholesaler, and they buy a very expensive automobile. And to me, expensive, when you're buying a $10,000 used car, you're getting into a danger area. And the reason that I say that, even if it's a $10,000 used car, it's still a used car, and it still has no warranty on it. So when you buy it, or your customer buys it, it doesn't have any better protection against breaking than a $1,000 car, or a $2,000 car, or a $3,000 car. It doesn't really matter. that car is going to break. It's likely to break. It's just as likely to break as a $3,000 car. So I try to teach my buyers, my consumers, as well as my wholesalers that I work with here, don't go out and tie up $8,000-$10,000 in a used vehicle. Number one, you've tied up that $8,000-$10,000 and you're sitting there wanting a profit out of it. You don't have any financing as a rule on the vehicle. You're competing with huge dealers out there, new car dealers that have these late model used cars, and they offer financing on them. Don't go heads up with those guys, because you're going to lose. If you're out here trying to buy sell a $10,000 car, because you're looking for a consumer out there that has $10,000 liquid cash available to buy that car. Well, while you're waiting for that one customer to buy that $10,000 car, you could have turned around and bought 5 or 6 lower priced cars and filled your basket with more opportunity. If you buy that expensive car, you have that one opportunity to make a profit off of it. If you buy the cheaper cars, you have more of an opportunity to make money off of it. And so my philosophy, call it a scam or call me crazy or call me whatever you want to call me, my philosophy is I tie up less to make more, or at least even the same money. Just because I tie up more money in a car doesn't mean that I'm going to make more money. It doesn't mean that I've got a better car. I saw a video a while back that people go out here and they buy a Rolls Royce. Well, let me tell you something. A Rolls Royce, of course, most of you will agree, is the most expensive car on the market, but they still have Rolls Royce mechanics. Okay, they're going to break. So I don't really care to tie up a lot of money. You can, in the car business out here, I see a lot of dealers that look out and they're sitting there on $100,000 to $150,000, $200,000 worth of inventory out there, and in most cases they're paying a floor plan interest on that, and that car is depreciating daily. Their expense to own that car is going up. It's depreciating daily. I used to run a new car dealership in close to us here, and I won't mention any names as I don't, but at any rate, one of the first things when I went in and took over that new car dealership, I went out into the used car section, and we had some of the nicest used cars that I have ever laid my eyes on. And I sent every one of them out to the auction. And when the owner of the dealership, what are you doing? You're sending all these used cars, late model used cars to the auction. What are you doing? I said, your used car department is competing with your new car department. It's ridiculous. Either you're in the used car business, you have a used car department, or you have a new car department. But you don't let your used cars compete with your new car department. And so that's what you want to do. In other words, if I was in a high traffic area and I was going to open up a car lot, and I was in what we call, in a lot of cities, they have what we call a motor mile. Okay? And it just means there's a lot of dealerships down through there. I would want to stand out in the cheaper car, because they all have the pretty cars, and that doesn't mean I want clunkers around, but I want affordable cars, and that is my market. Subaru, Suzuki, the guy that sits out here and puts a name or a label on a car that's going to make money is not a true car man, okay? I learned a long time ago when I was just entering the car business. One of my mentors told me, the very first thing he said to me was, there is an ass for every seat, okay? Yes, PT Cruisers are going to make money. If you buy them right, it's going to make money. If you buy a car, let's say for under $1,000, there is no car that I will not go out here and make a $500 to $600, $700 offer on them. Now these PT Cruisers, a lot of times you can buy those cars at an auction for under $1,000. Now don't tell me that you can't make a profit off a car that you paid less than $1,000 for. What insane person would go out here and say that the damn thing will weigh out for $200 to $300? So the idiot that's out here and talking about this car, those cars are junk, pay no attention to that. You build your own confidence. Go out. Don't be afraid to buy any brand of car. Don't be afraid to buy any condition of car. Now, what you got to do when you're going to buy any condition of car, you buy it at a salvage price. You become a salvage dealer at that point. You're out here, hey, I'll bid on anything. Well, how much will you give for my 2009 PT Cruiser or whatever it is? How much will you give for that? Well, how much does the damn thing weigh? That's what I'll give for it. Now, if I buy a car for how much it weighs, I'll try to sell it as a car. But if I can't sell it as a car, I can sell it for scrap metal. So when I go to appraising a car, this is what's the key word here, is appraisal. On any car that you buy, what are you going to appraise that car? Now, how to appraise that car is first based on how much the damn thing weighs. Okay? That's where you start with your appraisal. So from there on up, it goes up to what you're willing to give over the appraisal. Because a lot of times you're just going to take the car right straight to the auction, dump the damn thing, pick you up $100, $200 and reinvest that money in something else. So a true car man never says no. He'll give you a money. He'll give you a price, or she'll give you a price. It doesn't matter. I'll guarantee you one thing. There's no such thing as a car I will not bid on. I will not make an offer. I will make an offer on any damn car, whether it's sitting still or I've got to put it on a tow truck and get it here. There is cash made on any car that you can buy cheap enough, regardless of the brand that's on it.